The market rockets higher into key resistance. Can the bears hold? This is Invest with Jacob. Okay, guys, so in yesterday's video, we talked about the fact that the market had a couple different paths it could follow, and it's pushing higher, trying to hold in that 1-2 setup that we talked about. However, if it does get over that 4570 area we talked about in yesterday's video, that diagonal does start to look more promising. I'll get into all that in just one second, but first, if you're new here, welcome to the show, guys. My name is Jacob Gabbard, and this is Invest with Jacob, where we use Elliott Wave Theory to break down the SP 500 and the NASDAQ. I highly encourage you to hit that subscribe button down below so that you can get our daily S&P updates, our trade setups, and our buy alerts. All right, guys, with the push higher yesterday, it does look like we're going to test the upper limit of our resistance. So let's jump into the chart and take a look. Okay, guys, so here we are on the 1-hour futures chart for the S&P 500. And as we talked about yesterday, they needed to hold this high to keep that immediate 1-2 to the downside active, but they could push higher up to the 4570 area to make a bigger wave 2. That would still be our primary count at this time. We do have a lot of confluence in that region. If you look at this setup off of the low here, this AB comes in, and the 1.0 or 1236 of that comes in at 4568, which is basically 4570, which is the 764 retrace. It's also a common wave C target, the 1236, and the 2.0 of this move right here of the C wave. So this little wave up and then down, the 2.0 of that comes in at 4572, which is also at that 4570 area. So a lot of confluence in this 4570 area. And because of that, it will be a strong resistance area that the bulls will try to break through. It should be a little battle there, and the bears will want to hold. So as long as we hold that 4570, 72 area, within a couple points of that and start to push down, then the bears can continue to take this lower in this red wave 3 we've been talking about. But if it gets back above that, okay, then we're starting to look at the diagonal. So how that would look is we have this ABC off the low, and then we would have a 1, 2, okay, and we have pretty good parameters in place here because they have pushed up through the 1.0 at 4554. That does give us a pivot, which is 4540 to 4531. If at any point the market breaks back below, the market holds 4570, 72 in that area, and then breaks back below 4531, okay, it's much more likely we're going to go ahead and start this wave C to the downside. All right. However, if the market comes up here to the 4570 area, and again, that's the 1236, so you would expect a pullback off of that in any situation, whether it is bullish or bearish. We should see a retest of the pivot. If they hold the 4540 to 4531 zone and then come back up and take out that high, that's very bullish, and we would look to overall the 4615 area to play out. So this 4615 would be the target for all of wave 3 to the upside. And then we would look for a wave 4 pullback, and then wave 5 up toward that 4660 area that we've been talking about to complete wave 1 of wave 5 of wave 3. So the diagonal would look like this. We talk about it in each video, but I'll draw it again. Remember, these are 3 wave moves because it is a diagonal. So you would have wave 1 up, wave 2 down, A, B, C for 3. Okay, up to 4614, you'd have wave 4 that should come back into the wave 1 territory because it's a diagonal, and it would be a 3-wave move down. And then you'd look for a 3-wave move up to complete up into that 4560 area, or 4660 area to complete that wave 1 we've been talking about. From there, you should see a sharp sell-off. However, we are still under 4570. We still have a lot of confluence in that area. You have a ton of resistance. If you look across here at this 4568 to 72 area, you have all of this resistance right here off of this top. They failed here, failed here, failed here. Over here, you have a bunch of resistance as well. So until they break through and show us that we are going to get a move back over 4570, the bearish pattern to the downside is still the primary. But again, pretty simple. If they come up and then test the pivot and hold over 4531 and then come back and take out this high, then that would be very bullish. Over on the NASDAQ, okay, over on the NASDAQ, we have slightly different parameters, but still the same kind of look. Just above, we have the 1.0 extension of this AB here. So if you go A, B, the 1.0 comes in at 15748. That lines up with basically the 764 at 15738. They're within 10 points of each other, close enough. On the NASDAQ, you have all of these fail tops here that are resistance. You also have some resistance over here as well with all of these bottoms. So lots of resistance in that area. So we should see a pullback If they do pull back, they'll need to hold that 15,617 level. Anything below that, okay, and it's much more likely the bearish count is going to play out. And then we would look for a 1 of 3, 2 of 3, and then the breakdown after that. To the upside, we are still looking at that potential DAG where you have A, B, C for 1, A, B, C for 2, A, B, and then C for 3 back towards this 15,829 area. Then you look for a wave 4 back into wave 1 territory, which would be a 3-wave move, and then up from there toward that 16,400 level on the NASDAQ. So the NASDAQ hasn't hit its 1.0 extension like the ES has. It's a little bit behind in that regard. But at any rate, they want to hold 15,617. If they break that, okay, before they hit the 1.0, so if they break this before they hit the 1.0, then they really need to hold 15,529. If they break that, then it's much more likely we're headed to the downside. However, if they do hit that 1.0, then support moves up to the 15,617 region or area, and that would be the level they need to hold. Otherwise, the bears would be looking to break down and see, but if the bulls do hold and come back and take out whatever high they make up here, then that would be very bullish toward the 15,800, 15,900 area. Guys, if you love the information that I put out in these videos and you want real-time market updates from me, you need to check out investwithjacob.com. There's a link down in the description. Go ahead and click that link. It will take you right over to the website. Once you're there, check out our membership plans area. We have 2 incredible plans, and they both come with a 7-day free trial because I want you to get in there. I want you to make sure you love it and become part of our trading team before you ever spend a penny. You can cancel at any time. We also have our Elliott Wave for Beginners course. This course is helping real traders make real money and finally understand the market. For instance, how we got hot CPI and PPI data and the market shoots higher. How can that be? Well, Elliott Wave helps you understand that and understand where the targets are. It is 25 videos where I go through 3 different sections. The introduction, where we go through the expectations, mindset, KISS, and why it works. We also go through the chart setup and tools, where I go through every single tool you need on your chart to confirm the Elliott Wave patterns are playing out. And we look at our Elliott Wave for Beginners course, the videos where I go through each wave, what their targets are, what their failure points are. We also go through the pivot and corrective depth theory, theory of alternation, the zigzag theory, everything you want to know about Elliott Wave theory to make sure you can finally understand the market. The really cool part about it is it's included in both of our monthly rooms. So if you don't want to buy the course, you can become a monthly member, and you do get that course for free. On our first room, the Invest with Jacob room, you get all of my real-time market updates, all of my buy and sell alerts, all of your Elliott Wave questions answered, a midday video where I go over exactly where we are in the counts and what to expect, as well as the training material you just saw. We trade the SPY and the QQQ, and we swing trade, which means our trades last anywhere from a few days to a few months, so we don't trade quite as often as a day trading room does. However, if you are interested in day trading as well as individual stocks, you need to check out PT's Throne Room. In there, you get everything you get in the Invest with Jacob room, as well as day trading, individual stocks, and PT's reduced risk binary method that absolutely crushes the market. He gets you in at a cheap price and gets you big multiples on your money, and it's how he structures his trades that's so unique. Something you really have to see to understand, and that's another reason we give you that 7-day free trial. He also started a challenge account where he put $4,000 into an account, trading mini ES futures, showing you how to build a small account into a large retirement or savings account. Guys, we would love to have you in these rooms so we can all make money together. Key takeaways for today: we have very clear parameters on the ES. 45.31 is the level to watch. If they break down through that, the C wave down is starting to take shape. However, if they do hold that level or 45.40 and push back over the 45.70 area, that would be very bullish, and we'd be looking to 46.14 first, then a pullback, and then up towards 46.60 to complete the diagonal. Over on the NASDAQ, same type of setup, although they haven't hit the 1.0 yet. That 1.0 does come in at 15,748. Should they get to that level, we would need to see them hold 15,617. Below that, and it looks much more like the move down is playing out. However, if they cannot get to the 1.0, we would expect them to hold the 15,535 level. So very clear parameters on both charts. Guys, it is the weekend. Grab yourself a drink. Get away from the house. Get away from the computer. Have some fun with your family. And I will talk to you next week.